Hi everybody, and welcome to Jewel Family Farms. Today we're going to make stovetop sweet potatoes, candied sweet potatoes. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put a stick of butter in the pan, turn it down on low and let it melt gradually while we're peeling our sweet potatoes. Okay. We'll let that sit there while we do our sweet potatoes, get our sweet potatoes ready. So the recipe calls, my grandma used to make this recipe and I really loved it. It was one of my favorite things that she made, but it calls for 5 sweet potatoes, but since I don't have large sweet potatoes, I'm just going to use some of these, so hopefully it'll equal out to about 5, you know, just a guesstimation, so it's not science. So anyway, you could use a potato peeler to peel these, and see they just peel right off. You can get these at the grocery store, your farmer's market. These came out of my cousin's garden. She gave me a whole bunch of sweet potatoes. And you just peel all your sweet potatoes. Just have to get you a knife and cut off the extra little pieces that you can't get to with the potato peeler. We're going to peel all these and we're going to cut all the little spots off, and then I'm going to wash them, and then we'll slice them up. You can use a knife to peel them. You don't have to use a potato peeler if you don't want to. I just think that the potato peeler works best because I think it leaves us more flesh and doesn't take as much of the flesh away when you're peeling the potato. Okay, so I wanted to show you this one potato. It's got a few bug holes in it, and you just cut it off. If it keeps going down in there though too far, see, now it's okay. You can still use this potato. You just cut off the bad spots. So sometimes you get a potato that's kind of like this, it's hard to peel, so you just cut it there, and then you can cut it here too. You can just take this little piece and peel it by hand without the potato peeler. Just do the best you can and peel it the best you can. That's all you can do. Okay, so I peeled all my potatoes and I washed them. I'm going to go back over them and get all these little spots. I don't know. I'm just kind of, I like to get them all off as best as I can. So turn this butter down, turn it off. It's melted down enough until I get these ready to go in the pan. Just go over them, and then after you get all these little specks off, whatever you're happy with, and just rewash them again, and then we'll be ready to slice them up. You don't have to get every single one, but whatever you're happy with. They're not going to hurt you. I don't know. I just like to get them as clean as possible. Okay, so I cleaned them up a little bit, re-washed them. Okay, we're going to slice these up. We're going to slice them up about this thick. Not too thick. Try to keep them all the same size as possible, as best that you can. So they all cook about the same time. This is going to make a pretty good pan of sweet potatoes. I would say that this would, if you were preparing a menu and you wanted to add this recipe to it, this would serve probably, I would say, 5 people as a side. 5 adults as a side. So you don't have to make this many. You can cut the recipe in half if you want to. They cook up though. Once you start cooking them, they shrink, and so you don't. It looks like a lot while I'm doing it right now, but once you start cooking them, and they'll shrink up some, and it won't look like there's as much. I hope you're all enjoying some of these recipes. I'm trying to do recipes that are very inexpensive and that feed a lot of people. You know, people are having a lot of hard times right now, and I just thought maybe this would be a good time to kind of show how to make your budget stretch a little bit. And this is good wholesome food too, you know. This food here, when you buy whole food like this, it'll stretch out further than when you buy packaged microwave meals or whatever. Because you can do different things with sweet potatoes. There's all kinds of recipes you can use for sweet potatoes. And as you've seen, I only had, what was it, 2, 4, 6, 7 small potatoes, and look how much this is making. This is making a big pan of sweet potatoes. And of course I said, you know, like I said, it'll shrink down. It won't be this massive. But this will still feed a lot of people. A big family. Sweet potatoes are very good for you too. Okay, I think I got them all. Alright, so what you want to do is you have your butter melted. As soon as I put these in, I'll move the camera. So we're going to put all these in here. Turn it on medium. You don't want these to fry. You want these to cook slow until they get good and tender. Okay, so this calls for 2 cups of sugar, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 1 cup of sugar and 1 cup of Splenda. Because, I don't know, I have a hard time with all that sugar. I know a lot of people don't want all that sugar. But I don't know if the Splenda is any better for you either. Alright. You can use a different sweetener if you want. Let me stir this up. I'm just going to mix this up. The sugar that's in this will make the sweet potatoes candy. And then the Splenda will, you know, it'll both make it sweet, but the sugar will candy the sweet potatoes. So we're going to sprinkle that over it. And then we're going to add 1/4 cup of water. And that's it. We're going to put the lid on it. And we're just going to let it sit. And cook it on low. About between medium and low. Just make sure that you keep an eye on it. And then it'll make candied sweet potatoes. And I like the taste of these better than I do the ones in the oven. Alright, we'll be back when they're about done. Oh, one other thing. You can put a little bit of nutmeg on here if you want. I don't like to put any spices on it, but you can put cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, whatever you want to put. But I just like mine just plain. But you can put whatever you like on yours. It's pretty versatile. Okay, these have been cooking for about 10 minutes. I'm just going to give them a little bit of a stir, just to coat all the ones on top with the syrup. And then we're going to put the lid back on it, and we're not going to touch it. It's about 20 or 25 minutes. It'll start, all the syrup will cook down. I'm going to turn it up. I'm going to turn my burner up to about right between high and medium, on about 6, but closer to medium. So this will start evaporating, and it'll start caramelizing these potatoes. And I'll be back when all that starts happening. Okay, so it's been on here for about 30 minutes. I took the lid off and let it, some of the water evaporate out of it more. So just gonna let this cook for a while, and start letting it get brown. Okay, so it's starting to brown up on the bottom. That's what you're looking for. It's the sweet potatoes are done. They're nice and soft. Starting to brown up a little bit. Alright, so that's what you're looking for. These are pretty much done. The syrup is really thick in them, so once you take them out and they start cooling, let me see if I can get you down closer so you can see better. They'll, you know, the sauce is really thick. Okay, so we're going to put these in a bowl. Alright. Looks good. These are nice. Alright. They will thicken up, and I'm going to put this in some water right now, because if you don't, the sugar will set in this and mess your pan up. these are done. And that's what they look like. They're really good. Make a little dish. I don't know if I can taste them right. They're really hot. Spoon. But once they cool off a little bit, they'll the sugar on them and the butter, you know, will make them candied. They'll be, you know, candied. I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but you know what candied sweet potatoes are. But these are really, really good, cooked on top of the stove. Very good, and they're nice and tender. Not too sweet. They're not overly sweet like a pecan pie. They're really good. I hope you try this recipe. And this is a really good thing for holidays, but it's also good just for any night. You know, it's really good with ham, pork chops, bacon, kind of pork. So I hope you try it. Try to get a close-up of it. There you go. All right. See you tomorrow. Please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, and we'll see you on our next video. Bye.